Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope for January 2025. Thanks for joining me. My horoscopes are based on the UK time zone, and please watch them in this order: for your rising sign first, then your sun sign, and finally for your moon sign. So I'm going to break January down into 4 weeks. I'm going to have a look at how the moon moves through the different houses of your chart and when, so that you know exactly what areas of life you're supported in here in January and on what days. But before I do that, I just want to mention that January is a great month for stargazers. On Friday, the 3rd of January, you could see Venus really closely to the moon if you had a clear night. And to me, that was such a symbol of hope, especially after the black moon in Capricorn that we had in 2024. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity and what you want to give life to, and the moon is your heart and it's your home. So the fact that those two were closely together really confirmed that by being your authentic self and expressing what you feel, you're able to add a lot of value to the world. And if everyone does that, then the world will look a lot better. And the other thing is that on the 18th of January, you'll see Venus again, but this time it's really close to Saturn and they'll appear 2.2 degrees apart from each other. Saturn is structure and security, so that then is the confidence and the sense of permission that of course I can give life to things. I can think creatively. I can change my circumstances and my life for the better if I want. So there's a real sense of optimism and a sense that anything is possible here. You may also see shooting stars via the quadrantid meteor shower, I hope I said that properly, which continues until the 12th of January. So again, if you do have a clear night where you live and you see a shooting star, make a wish for January and for 2025 to make this your best year ever. So starting with week 1, Wednesday the 1st of January until Sunday the 5th of January, and I'm filming this on the 4th of January, so I'm a little late, but I do want to look at what the moon was doing in these first few days. So the moon was in Capricorn on the 1st of January, and that was in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. So any work you did on a spiritual level to connect to the higher realms would have really paid off and given you answers as to your work, your career, and what would work best for you. On the 2nd and 3rd, the moon goes into your sign of Aquarius, and it goes into your first house of self, and it joins Venus and Pluto, which are also in Aquarius in your first house. So Pluto is transformation and change. Venus is creativity and love and giving life to things. So those 2 days, the 2nd and 3rd, are days where you see yourself quite differently and where you're able to kind of receive information from the higher realms that say, hey, you can do things differently. You don't need to keep everything as it is, and change is the best option right now. So if anything occurred to you at the beginning of this month that you want to start a new journey and go on a new path, those ideas and insights are good and will pay off in earnest. Also on the 3rd of January, Venus ingressed into Pisces, and it moved out of your first house of self, and it moved into Pisces in your second house of money, and it joined Saturn, the planet of structure and security, and Neptune, the planet of hopes and dreams, all of them in Pisces. So with that shift of Venus on the 3rd, you'll notice that, again, the pattern I'm starting to notice with your horoscope here, Aquarius, is that the higher realms are going to be talking to you about how to create more abundance and joy and fulfillment and prosperity in your working life. And that then is heightened even more on the 4th and 5th of January, when the moon moves into Pisces and joins all those planets in your second house. So if you've never tried a spiritual practice, if you've never tried meditation or contemplation or tuning into nature or music, please try it on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of January, because you're going to get really useful, concrete insights into what you can do to make your experience more enjoyable, because you'll be doing something that you love and that also gives you something in return for all your energy. What's important as well is that from the 6th of January last year until the 23rd of February 2025, Mars, the personal planet of drive and ambition, is retrograde. And it's retrograde in your 7th house of relationships, and it's in Leo. So Mars rules Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. It's a fire sign. So it's quite happy in Leo because it's another fire sign, right? But Mars in Leo is a little much. It's a little self-absorbed. It's like, I'm the leader, I'm the best, I should be in charge, I should do all the talking and none of the listening. So the fact that it's in retrograde, I think, cools that a little bit. Doesn't mean you have a lack of energy, but it means you have confidence in your relationships, but you don't go overboard. Mercury and Venus, the other two personal planets, they're direct all month. So don't expect any problems with communication or transportation. And please feel free to start a new business or a new relationship or a new charity or to give life to something new. Now's the time to do that. So in the first 5 days, let's see which houses the moon covered. It started in your 12th house of spirituality, and it ended in your 2nd house of money. So that's the very left-hand side of your chart. And the key thing during these first 5 days is listen to what the higher realms are telling you about your career. Take notes. It's really good, worthwhile information, and then implement it for a great outcome. Week 2, Monday to Sunday, the 6th to the 12th of January. On the 6th and 7th, we have the moon in Aries, and that is now in your 3rd house of communication. It's next to the North Node, Chiron, and the transiting ascendant, also in Aries. So these 2 days are amazing in the sense that you'll understand what you haven't learned yet, what you can learn in order to heal your working life and to accomplish your life mission. So if you're someone who's been unsure about what you should be doing, or you feel you've just been bumbling along aimlessly, the 6th and 7th will really allow you to set really good goals while also noticing what the missing piece of the puzzle is information-wise and how you can learn that in order to set off on this new path that you want to start treading. On the 6th of January as well, Mars retrogrades back into Cancer, and it goes out of your 7th house and moves into your 6th house of daily routine, structures, and even your physical health. It sits next to the part of Fortune and Hades, both in Cancer as well. So that is a really good opportunity to take care of your daily routine, to make changes, and to be a parent to yourself. So if you've realized that, the diet I've got isn't that great, it doesn't give me a lot of energy, or that exercise would be helpful, or that, working 80 hours a week is a bit much and maybe I should scale that back a little bit. Trust the insights that you get around that, because you're really able to support yourself and make your daily experience more enjoyable and less stressful. Also on the 6th, the moon reaches its 2nd quarter, it's waxing, it's getting bigger towards becoming a full moon in Cancer on the 13th of January. So that's when this energy peaks, when you're really able to discover what is the bit of information that's missing and how can I get it. It's one thing not to know something, but if you know how to research and where to go to find information, then that's not a problem. And that's what you've got here, the ability to say, if I don't know something, then I know what to do in order to acquire that knowledge. The moon goes into Taurus on the 8th and 9th of January, and that moves into your 4th house of family and the house of your roots and what makes you feel like you belong. And it's next to Uranus, the miraculous and unexpected. That's also in Taurus, and so is the transiting ascendant. So these are 2 days that are very good for you to spend with family, the people in your inner circle or friends who feel like family, and to really be able to connect in a very enjoyable way, to enjoy their company, to enjoy conversations, but also you're going to show up as your true self without any affectations or masks. And conversations will lead to an idea that you can then implement, again, to make your working life easier and more enjoyable. On the 10th, before I go to that, on the 8th of January, Mercury ingresses into Capricorn, and that joins your transiting midheaven, Pallas, and the Sun, also in Capricorn, in your 12th house of spirituality. So really, Aquarius, for you this month, it's please try a type of spiritual practice, whether it is transcendental meditation or swimming or talking to other people and seeing symbols in what they say, or qigong, or anything that allows you to connect spiritually, because the most useful and concrete information that's going to come through to you here in January is via the higher realms, with the exception of the moon being in Taurus in your 4th house, where good information can also come via the people in your life. So then the moon moves on into Gemini on the 10th and 11th of January, and the moon then joins the lucky planet, the great benefic Jupiter, which is also in Gemini in your 5th house of what you love, both work-wise, but also who you love in a romantic way. And that is a great 2 days for you to go on dates, to meet new people, to make new friends, and to be really satisfied with the outcome. Then on the 12th, the moon goes into Cancer, and it stays in Cancer also in the next week, week 3, on the 13th and 14th. The moon joins Hades and Mars, all of them in Cancer. Mars and Hades are in retrograde. And these 3 days, the 12th, 13th, and 14th, again is an opportunity for you to heal your daily routine or your diet, or to make changes as far as your health is concerned. And it feels very comfortable. There's no doubt, there's no fear, as in I need to procrastinate on this, it's not the right time. And again, I think the courage comes from your connection to the higher realms. You know, you don't need to be part of a religion to be spiritual. For me personally, I see God in nature. And for me, that's a spiritual practice. So whatever it is for you, please use that this month. It's like you have total access to the Akashic records. So in week 2, the moon started in your 3rd house of communication, and it ends in your 6th house. So that's the 3rd house, and then the 2nd quadrant, houses 4, 5, and 6. So the second week here is really about finding the missing piece information-wise, enjoying great relationships with the people closest to you, then opening up to new relationships, while also taking care of yourself and making improvement to your daily routine and your physical health. Week 3, Monday to Sunday, the 13th to 19th of January. On the 13th and 14th, like I said, the moon is still in Cancer in your 6th, so that theme continues. But specifically on the 13th of January, we have a full moon in Cancer. So the moon releases and showers you with all this Cancer energy. And that's when this power is at its highest, and you're able to make changes most easily. On the 15th and 16th then, the moon goes into Leo in your 7th house of relationships. And again, those 2 days are great for you to show up in a very confident way. And whether that's going on a date, or presenting yourself for a new job, or doing a public presentation, you'll really enjoy that, and it's not going to be an issue, even if you dislike public speaking. 17th and 18th of January, the moon goes into Virgo in your 8th house. Virgo is great at analyzing information and coming up with meaning. And the 8th house is institutions, authorities, companies, corporations, religions, any big groups of people out there. And if there's anything that needs resolving in that area, or where you need to understand something yourself, it's great to have conversations, to pick up the phone, to talk to people in these organizations, so that you get a clear, concise answer that you can then use to resolve the issue much more easily. On the 19th, the moon goes into Libra and it joins your south node and Black Moon Lilith in Libra in your ninth. This is a good day to travel and to explore unfamiliar locations, but it's also a great opportunity to pick up a completely new subject and to start reading about it. Finally, the other thing that supports you with is if you have anything that you feel quite strongly, expressing that creatively through art or music or performance or dance is going to feel very enjoyable and will go down well. On the 19th, we have the sun moving into Aquarius. So happy birthday. And that goes into your first house of self and it joins Pluto and the part of fortune in Aquarius in your first house of self. So this is a wonderful moment now from the 19th of January until the sun moves into Pisces next month, where anything about yourself that you want to transform and change, whether it's your relationship status or where you live or how you work or how you see yourself or your mindset, this birthday period for you, because Pluto is right on top of your sun, it's an opportunity to rebirth yourself into the person you've always wanted to be or the person you are now and to embrace that completely. So let's see, week 3, the moon started in your 6th house and it ended up in your 9th. So the 6th house and then quadrant 3. Week 3 is all about getting the structures of your life in order and then engaging with the public or things that are outside of your home, so to speak. So relationships, new people you meet, connections with the authorities and institutions, and also learning new things. So week 3 is really about broadening your horizons and sorting the everyday details of your life. Week 4, not really a week, but rather 11 days. So Monday to Friday, the 20th to the 31st of January. Moon is still in Libra on the 20th and 21st. So what I mentioned a moment ago still applies for these 2 days. But on the 21st specifically, we have the moon reaching its 4th quarter. So it's waning away towards becoming a new moon. So again, acquiring any knowledge or expressing yourself creatively, it's going to feel calming and soothing and like the pressure's off. On the 22nd and the 23rd, the moon moves into Scorpio. It joins Vesta and Juno in Scorpio in your 10th house of career. So you'll really be able to pinpoint certain things in your working life that haven't made sense. And now through listening to your instincts and your intuition, they will make sense. And I also think you'll have a great time in your working life over those 2 days. So if you can really, hammer work on the 22nd, 23rd, please do, because you'll be really productive and you'll get to the point, the hidden secret very quickly. On the 24th, 25th, and 26th, we've got the moon then going into Sagittarius. And this is going to be the return of your optimism and your faith in the goodness of life and that wonderful things can happen and that you can fall in love and that you're lovable and that you can explore paradise and wonderful locations in the world and that the best is yet to come. So during that 3-day period, I really expect you to feel very, very well and very optimistic. On the 27th and the 28th, the moon goes into Capricorn. So again, working with the higher realms through a spiritual practice is going to give you the wisdom that you don't quite have just yet. And Mercury is also in there. So it's like your antennas are switched on and pinging. So the messages from the higher realms are received very easily. And you can get the messages and the wisdom that you're looking for. On the 27th as well, Mercury then leaves that 12th house and moves into your sign of Aquarius. It goes into your first house, joins Pluto, the midheaven, and the sun. So the theme here for you in Aquarius is that you're going to figure it out, particularly via your connection to the higher realms. They're going to tell you what the truth is, what is possible, and they will encourage you to transform circumstances in your life that no longer work and to transform yourself organically into the person that you've always wanted to be. So you arrive in January 2025. Congrats! I love it. Then on the 29th and 30th, the moon moves into Aquarius and joins all those other planets in your first house of self. And also on the 29th, we have a new moon in Aquarius. So that's when the moon goes pitch black, pulls in a ton of energy, your energy. And this is where that sense of, I understand who I am, I'm my own mentor, the higher realms have given me all the information I need. I now know exactly who I am and who I'm going to be moving forward. So this is really the rediscovery of your true self, or the discovery of your true self for the first time. So if you felt lost and aimless, you're not going to feel that way at the end of January. On the 30th of January, we've got Uranus, the planet of the miraculous and unexpected. That goes direct until the 5th of September 2025, and it does that in your 4th house of family. So expect more good times in family life and also with your closest friends, but not just good times. Expect things to miraculously improve, even if they've been challenging or difficult. Uranus really is the planet that says anything is possible. And in Taurus, it's in a really tangible way that shows up. So expect your closest relationships to improve here in January, but also until September, without you doing very much. Well, what you have done via all of this spiritual info is you have decided, hey, this is my authentic self. This is who I'm going to embody. This is who I'm going to be. And you could argue that that then has this shift and positive influence on your family relationships because you have changed for the better, which means that the way people respond to you is naturally and organically better. Not that there's anything wrong, but I think you really maximize your potential here in January, and any kind of uncertainty about you, who you are, goes out the window. Then finally, on the 31st of January, you've got the moon in Pisces, and that joins Saturn and Venus and Neptune and the North Node, also in Pisces, in your second house. So again, it's another day where the higher realms are going to inform you on how you can create more prosperity and abundance in your life and what that involves. So out of all of the signs here in January, I really feel that you're the one doing the most talking to the higher realms and borrowing a lot of books from the Akashic library, the Akashic records, reading it all, and then being super informed and operating differently as a result of all this amazing information. So let's see which one of the houses the moon moved through in these last 11 days of January. It started in your 9th and ends in your 2nd. So that's the 9th house, it's the 4th quadrant, and it's houses 1 and 2. 4th quadrant is houses 10, 11, 12. So this final 11 days of January is really about the higher realms providing you with new information and you then embracing that, integrating and changing as a result. So this looks like a very transformative month for you, Aquarius. I hope you're excited about it. It looks really good. I hope you have a fabulous time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via the website. It's gregoryscott.com. I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition in my personal readings. But if you just want astrology or just the numbers or just tarot, I can do that as well. Just let me know. I draw up your astrology chart by taking your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then please order a chart rectification with me. That's a process where I work it out. But also, if you don't want to do that, I can still draw up your chart by using sunrise. It means the ascendant isn't accurate and the house places aren't accurate, but I can work with that and take that into account. If you'd like to know what's coming up in future, I look at the progress chart and the transits for that. And if it's around your birthday, I also look at a solar return chart, which shows the year ahead for you. And astrocartography is wonderful to look at what kind of, what places in the world would work best for you and how they would influence you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please, so the videos show up in searches. Subscribe for more videos in future. And if you think, or if you know anyone who you think might like this video, then please share it with them so the channel grows. That's a wonderful way of supporting the channel. Thank you so much. If you'd like to watch the daily tarot reading that I do on this channel, then please become a member and watch out for the videos on the full moon and new moon that we've got coming up. I'll make videos on those soon. So watch this space. Have a fabulous January, and I will speak to you soon. All the best.